In perfectly competitive markets, the supply curve reflects how firms and the market respond to changes in price. For an individual firm, the supply curve is the portion of its marginal cost curve above the average variable cost. At the market level, the supply curve is the sum of all firms' supply curves, showing how total output adjusts as prices change. Let's break down how these curves work together.
Sure. In this video, we're going to construct supply curves for an individual firm and a supply curve for the market. We're going to start with the firm. Right? So profit maximization by firms says that the firm supply curve is just going to be the marginal cost curve. Okay? So what does a supply curve tell us? A supply curve tells us at any given price, what's the quantity that the firm is going to want to sell, right? So we want, you can imagine a table or a function where I tell you a price and you tell me the quantity that's going to maximize profits that this firm wants to sell. So if we look at our graph where we do profit maximization, the goal of the firm is to maximize profits. So at a price of P1, you come over to the marginal cost curve, you come down, you get a quantity one. At a higher price P2, you come over to the marginal cost curve, come down and get Q2. Price of P3, come over the marginal cost curve, come down Q3. P4, P5, right? So this marginal cost curve is tracing out all those price quantity combinations of what that firm wants to sell at any given price. What's the quantity they want to sell? Okay. So you can think of if you wanted to draw a supply curve for an individual firm, it's going to be the exact same thing as that firm's marginal cost curve. Okay. That marginal cost curve gives that quantities to maximize profits at any given market price. Now, to get the market supply curve, we need to add up all those individual firm supply curves from the previous graph. Right? We're going to add up these up horizontally to get market supply. So imagine we have different marginal cost curves for different firms, firm A, firm B, firm C, firm D. Right? The supply curve for firm A comes from their marginal cost, supply curve for firm B comes from their marginal cost, etc. What this firm A supply curve tells you is that price 1, they want to sell that quantity. For firm B, at price 1, they want to sell that quantity. And so these other two, they don't want to sell anything at P1, right? So they're stopping here at P2 and they're stopping at P3. So supply is 0 at a price of P1 for these other two. They don't want to sell a quantity at all. And so at a price of 1, we need to add up these two quantities. So we'll add up that plus that is going to be equal to that right there, this industry one. So we go to P2. Well, now we have to add in this firm, that horizontal quantity, plus this horizontal quantity, plus this horizontal quantity, as you come out here and you'll get out to here. Okay. P3, actually, I should say out to this price here. P3, now we're going to have this fourth firm come in, and so we'll add in that quantity, plus this quantity, plus this quantity, plus this quantity, and we'll get out to way out here. Right? So the point is that we're just adding up all the individual firms horizontally to get that market or industry supply curve. So if we have 100 firms, we just have 100 copies, and we'll shift it out. So we're not really going to do anything with this in terms of problems. I just want to give you the backstory of where we switch from this supply curve for the individual firm to how do we get to the market. We just add them all up horizontally to do that.